Josh, thanks for joining my YouTube channel today. This is Josh Witter. He's a chiropractor in Little Rock with Chiro Care. So Josh, I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so almost no one has any extra money anymore. We're spending it all on groceries, on health, gas. Like, I won't even think about that right now. At this moment, like, it feels fiscally irresponsible every time we go to the gas pump or go to Walmart. We feel like somehow like we're doing a really bad thing. And so, however, health still matters. And I know that you are the king of living on a tight budget, that you could write a book about the Dave Ramsey method, and you're still a chiropractor and you still believe it's important. So I want to know from you, why should I spend $50 going to see a chiropractor when it costs $8,000 to fill my tank with gas?
The gas issue here recently really puts it into a stark perspective, doesn't it? And you're right. Every time you fill up, you feel like a criminal. And it is true. I love me some Dave Ramsey, and I've done some tight budgeting in
I
my
know.
time, so I know all about it. Why is it worth spending the money on a chiropractic adjustment? Simply, you pay now or you pay later.
Okay, give me an example.
If you ignore small problems, they're going to turn into big ones. So the person who has chronic tension through the neck, and maybe they work at a desk, or maybe they're caring for small kids, and the neck is tight intermittently, and then it becomes tight almost all the time, and they kind of just rub it, or their spouse rub it, or put a heat pack on it, or this is life, I'm just sore, I'll get over it, etc. And they go through this day after day, month after month, year after year, but they never take the time to look deeper and say, what's actually going on. Or maybe they think, oh, I can't afford to see what's going on, until the day when they wake up one morning and they are in screaming pain down their left arm and they can barely move it. And at first they think they're having a heart attack, and they run off to the ER, and the ER says, no, you're not having a heart attack. And so they go see another doc, and they end up running an MRI on their spine, and they say,
which is like big money.
You have ground down those joints in the bottom part of your neck. You are bone on bone down there. And our best advice for you now is to go in with a plate and screws and fuse your neck together.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you the costs of surgery and the costs of rehab and the possibly some degree of permanent loss of function and most definite loss of quality of life are far more expensive, exponentially more expensive than the money they would have spent if they'd gone to a spinal specialist years before this had been a problem, and said, there's maybe some trouble here, but if we stabilize it now, here's what you stand to gain. Here's all the things you can avoid.
That makes a lot of sense. It's so hard to think about the pay now or pay later perspective, but since I know how exact you are on budgeting, like, you have so much moral authority with me to say you need to go to a chiropractor. And so you are not someone who just throws money out the window. No, you're not.
No, it's written down to the dollar on my
Yes, and I actually someday should interview you on exactly how you do that with a grocery budget, with your tribe of children you have at your house. So
we can absolutely do that
anyway. Thanks for joining me today, and I'd love to interview you again and ask you some more questions to follow up on health and nutrition and how you incorporate healthy food choices into your grocery budget. And anyway, thanks for your perspective. Viewers, please email me any questions you'd like me to ask Josh Witter. If you have any health related questions in the economy, I'll drop my email in the comments below along with his website. So thanks for joining us, and thanks for following me on my journey.